Let's be honest, we've all been there, staring down a huge deadline, wondering if sacrificing just one night of sleep is the answer. Well, in this explainer, we're going to break down exactly what happens to your brain, step by step, when you decide to pull an all-nighter.
So picture this. It's late. You've got that one big final standing between you and freedom, but you are nowhere near ready. And that temptation, oh, it's strong. Just brew some coffee, crack open the books, and power through till sunrise. It's a classic dilemma, right? So you do it. You make the call. You're staying up. For this one night, you're going to fight one of your body's most basic needs, all for the sake of that grade. Let's follow your brain on this wild ride, hour by hour. Now, this isn't just a matter of willpower. No, this is a battle against your own biology. You're picking a fight with your body's circadian rhythm. That's the internal clock that's been perfected over thousands and thousands of years. Okay, so how does this fight even begin? Well, it all starts with light. As the evening sets in, this really fascinating chain reaction kicks off inside your brain.
Here's how it works. As the sun goes down, your eyes sense that fading light, and they send a signal to this tiny part of your brain called the suprachiasmatic nucleus, or SCN for short. Now, think of the SCN as the master conductor for your body's entire orchestra. It gets that cue from the light and immediately tells your pineal gland, okay, it's showtime for melatonin. That's the hormone that tells your body it's time to get ready for sleep.
And it's not just melatonin. Your brain also starts releasing a neurotransmitter called GABA, and its whole job is to basically pump the brakes on brain activity, creating this natural, calming feeling. Your entire system is winding down. It's getting ready for rest. But you're just getting started. So, as you push past your normal bedtime, the real struggle kicks in. You might find yourself staring at your textbook until the words just kind of blur together. Your focus is officially starting to drift. Now, what's really going on here is all about chemistry. All day long, as your brain is working, it's producing this waste product called adenosine. And the longer you're awake, the more of it builds up and grabs onto these receptors in your brain, creating what scientists call sleep pressure. It's literally the biological reason you feel more and more tired. So what do? You grab a coffee, of course. And this is the brilliant part. Caffeine doesn't actually give you energy. It's more like a master of disguise. You see, caffeine molecules are shaped just like adenosine, so they slide right into those receptors and block the real adenosine from getting in. The result? You feel alert for a little while, but all that sleep pressure, it's still there, just waiting for the caffeine to wear off. You're nailing your flashcards, rattling off dates and names. It feels like it's working. But here's the unbelievable catch. All that information is just being held in your hippocampus. Think of it like your brain's short-term memo pad. The really critical process of moving those memories into your long-term storage, into the neocortex, that happens almost exclusively during deep sleep. Without it, all those facts you crammed are probably going to vanish right after the exam. As the hours crawl by, you're not just fighting to remember things, you're fighting to control your own body. You might start to have microsleeps, these tiny, involuntary naps that last just a few seconds. And get this, studies show that after being awake for 19 hours, your motor skills and reaction time are as impaired as someone who is legally intoxicated. Then, just as the sun starts to rise, something strange happens. You get a second wind. You feel great, maybe even a little euphoric. But this feeling, it's a dangerous illusion. What you're actually experiencing is a neurochemical fluke. Being severely sleep-deprived can trigger a surge in dopamine, the brain's reward chemical. And yeah, that makes you feel good, but it also messes with the part of your brain that controls good judgment, your prefrontal cortex. This can lead to some really impulsive, poor choices. Like all of a sudden, rewriting that whole essay from scratch seems like a brilliant idea. Spoiler, it's probably not. All right, you've made it. You're at your desk. The final exam is right in front of you. This is the moment of truth. This is where the real price of your all-nighter comes due. So let's look at what's happening in your brain. The exam starts okay with the multiple choice questions. Your sleep-deprived brain can still pull up simple, memorized facts. But then you hit the essay section. This is where you have to connect ideas, see patterns, and solve complex problems. And as this chart shows, those higher-level brain functions have taken a massive hit. After the exam, you don't feel relief. You just feel anxious, maybe a little irritable. Here's why. Your prefrontal cortex, the logical, rational CEO of your brain, is basically offline. It's exhausted. This lets your amygdala, the brain's more primitive emotion and fear center, run wild without any of its usual checks and balances. The good news is your brain and body can bounce back pretty quickly from a single sleepless night. But let's zoom out for a second. The real danger isn't that one occasional desperate all-nighter. It's making sleep deprivation a habit. Constantly getting less than 7 hours of sleep or just having a chaotic sleep schedule is linked to a whole list of serious health problems. We're talking an increased risk of type 2 diabetes, stroke, chronic pain, and mental health issues like depression. This just isn't a gamble you want to take long term.
And hey, if the health risks aren't convincing enough, let's talk about the very thing you stayed up for in the first place, your grades. Study after study has shown a direct link college students who keep a regular sleep schedule have, on average, a higher GPA. Good sleep isn't lazy, it's a powerful, strategic tool for success. So the takeaway here is pretty simple. Real learning isn't about one frantic night of cramming. You know, like the slide says, Rome wasn't built in a day, and it definitely wasn't built in a single night. It's about consistent effort, powered by a well-rested brain. Ultimately, the choice is yours. But now you know the science behind what's really happening during that long, sleepless night. So what are you going to choose? Are you going to place that bet against your own biology,